welcome back to another video. Today is a hot water bottle kind of day. Proof. Had an appointment yesterday. It was interesting. I don't really want to talk about it today because today's video is not about that. But yeah, that's why I'm kind of in pain. It's fine. I'm dealing with it. Let's get on with the video. Today's video is a oh my god. Stop it. Okay. Today's video is the May roundup, so the books and the movies and the things that, like, entertainment that I want to share with you. Got my list here. Sorry, I don't know, I'm in a weird mood, I'm sorry. Okay. First book was The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I think in the States this book is called The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and this is by Stuart Turton. And I really enjoyed this. What did I think about The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle? I give this 4 stars apparently. I'm in such a weird mood, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is about a girl who is murdered every day, and they're kind of like in a loop, like a time loop, and it keeps happening until somebody solves the mystery and solves the murder. We're following one person in particular who is called Aiden Bishop, and every day Aiden wakes up in a different character, or like a different person from the people who are assembled at this house. It's like an English countryside manor kind of house, like in the 1910s, 1920s kind of era. It mixes like Agatha Christie murder mysteries with time travel and time loops, and it's just really, like, if you like fantasy and if you like that kind of thing, like, it's a really, really good mix, and it's really well written. At the beginning, you don't have that much information, so it takes you a while to like build up the world and set up everything that you need to know, and like a murder mystery kind of thing. But it took me a while. I don't know why. I actually really enjoyed it. I feel like there were some characters that were a little bit like confusing to me. The plot itself was great. I don't feel like there were any like loose ends. I do think that a couple of things maybe, you know, you would have tweaked, of course. But yeah, overall I enjoyed the book. I enjoyed reading it. I liked finding out what happened at the end, and it wasn't like a very easy solution. It was very like, I don't know, it was just cool. It was cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Okay, what else did I read? Moonshine Volume 1. This is by Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Risso. This is my first ever like adult comic book, like, since I was not a kid, you know what I mean? So this is basically set in the States during Prohibition, and basically it's like about gangsters where they are going to the middle of the countryside to figure out a deal with somebody who makes moonshine, and they're going to buy it and serve it in their bar, whatever place in New York. But what Lou unwittingly uncovers is a supernatural secret that must never see the light of day, or better still, the light of the full moon, which obviously means werewolves. So like, we all know that's gonna happen. And I was intrigued because I was like, you know what? Gangsters, supernatural, like, that sounds like a fun mix, and I'm like here for it. But the characters were very stereotypical. There was like, all of them were Italian. They had really stereotypical names that I'm like sure weren't actual gangster names. Supernatural aspect of the werewolf is very confusing and not very well explained at all. Like, we know that there's a monster kind of wreaking havoc, or like in a few situations, but the truth is that like it doesn't feel like it's discussed by the characters very much. And I know that this is only the volume 1, and then we're gonna get into it. But why would you make that the back cover? And why would you say that there's going to be werewolves, and then there's barely any information about that? And then there's like weird family intrigue that doesn't really make any sense. It's kind of confusing. I feel like it was just a lot. If we had gangsters and werewolves, like, that was great. But why are we adding in more things in there that don't make any sense, that don't really add anything to the story? I didn't know what was happening. Like, the whole time I was like, okay, but like, what? why is this going on? I feel like they just tried to mix in too many elements and it just washed out the story. What else did I read? I read Truly Devious, and I accidentally cracked the spine and I was so upset about it. So this is about a girl who goes to this private school that is actually free. So you have to apply, and they give you, if you're exceptional in that field, you may get I don't want to say a scholarship, but you may get into the school, and they pay for everything, and you're there for 2 years, and you get to work on that thing, on that project, and you take classes that are going to help you in that project and help you push you through, kind of thing. And the idea is that anybody who, from any walk of life, who is exceptional in their fields would be able to study at this school. The thing is that the school's also famous for having been the site of a murder. So basically the owner of the school, his wife and daughter disappeared, were like kidnapped, and they got a bunch of weird ransom notes and situations. Another person also was found dead at the time, and it was one of the students. The girl who we follow through the story is Stevie, who goes into the school, and her project and her thing is she wants to solve the mystery. She wants to solve the murder. She wants to know what happened and find out what happened. It has like the high school YA setting, but it's also like they're all geniuses. So yeah, I liked the characters. They were fun. They were a fun bunch to follow around, although I did find it a little bit hard at the beginning to grasp everybody's name and to figure out like who was who. I was really invested in the story. I really wanted to know what happened. The writing style goes backwards and forwards from Stevie and her thing, like what's going on now and what happened during those days and the following days and stuff, and you get like police reports and things like that, so it's like split up into different kinds of writings, and I thought that was really interesting, and that really, I like it when books do that because it like breaks it up for me. The plot was really good. The only thing about the plot is that we end on a damn cliffhanger. Like, we still don't know what actually happened to them, but we are a little bit closer to finding out. It was just such a good book. Next, I read The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I listened to this on audiobook. It started kind of weird for me. Like, I didn't enjoy the beginning. As the book sort of went on, I did like feel more invested in the story, and I wanted to know what happened. But I didn't love the main character mostly. There's 3 main characters that we follow. Percy, whatever his name is, main character, I don't remember his name. Oh, I know him, Monty. So Monty's our main character who is like narrating the story kind of thing. And Felicity is his sister. Monty was just like a person that I would get annoyed with because he has like such a low self-esteem that he tries to overcompensate it by being rude and stuff and like being overly confident, and it's really I don't know, it's really annoying to me. This was like set in the 1800s England. It's not like a breakthrough story. It's like a very simple adventure. I thought it was somewhat enjoyable, but like less so because it was from his perspective. I also read a book called The Vegetarian. I got it from the library. I do not recommend. It was confusing. The characters didn't make any sense. I thought it was going to be about something, and then it was about something else completely. They live in Korea, South Korea, which I guess is important to the story because of their culture. Basically, she wakes up one day and has had a dream. I never really figured out what the hell the dream was, but anyway, she has this dream, and she becomes a vegetarian. And the book is like split up between 3 points of view. The first bit is her husband, who's very patriarchal, who thinks that she has to serve him, all of that. The second part is from the perspective of her brother-in-law, who has some weird, that bit was very weird. And then the third bit is from the perspective of her sister, who was married to that man. She has like nervous anorexia, doesn't get the care that she needs, basically. I feel like that's the summary of the story. And then I read the Night Circus I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I don't feel like the blurb is well written. It's kind of misleading. It makes it seem like it's this very fierce competition kind of thing. And it is a competition, but it's, I didn't feel like it was as fierce as that. And this is also set in the late 1800s. I thought it was a beautiful story. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the characters. I really liked the descriptions and the like visual imagery that I was given. At the beginning, it feels like very disconnected bits of information, and as you go along you start like connecting the dots and things start to take shape and to be more interesting. So I really liked the writing style. I really liked the atmosphere. I felt like I was there kind of thing. It was just like, it was very sweet. It was just really good. In terms of cinema, movies, things that I have seen, Detective Pikachu, I liked visually the movie. I liked the storyline kind of. I thought it was very sweet. I liked it a lot. I wasn't as outraged as a lot of people, but I didn't really like the whole like villain is the wheelchair user whose whole like reason for being a villain is because he's in a wheelchair. Also, I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the like anime Nickelodeon show, I guess, which is on Netflix here, and I'm really enjoying it. And I think once I'm done, I might go ahead and get the comic books and read those. I think that would be fun. I also really enjoyed a stand-up show that I saw. I don't know if I watched it on HBO or Netflix, but it was by Michelle Wolf, and it was called Nice Lady. And Michelle Wolf is so funny. Her voice is so squeaky, and it was just really good. It was kind of about feminism, but how there is a sector of feminists who are kind of like making it harder for everybody else. Like, I don't know, I thought it was very funny. And I really enjoyed Aladdin, which I saw at the cinema, the new live action Aladdin. I really enjoyed it. I liked the songs. I loved the outfits. Like, Jasmine's outfits were amazing. I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was fun. It added a few new things without like taking away from the original story. I don't know, I enjoyed it. I had fun. I don't know if it's like the best movie ever. I'm not a cinema critic, but I enjoyed it. I left the cinema like feeling happy and like bubbly and with the songs in my head, and I was happy to have watched it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Let me know what you've been reading and whatnot. If you would like to join our book club where we're reading The Outliers this month, you can do that. I'll leave it all linked below. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave it a like and a comment, and consider subscribing to my channel if you have not done that already. That is all of the things that I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!